When you think of Italy, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably ancient Rome, incredible art, maybe some amazing design. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a totally different kind of Italian Renaissance. This one isn't happening in museums or on fashion runways. It's happening in hospitals and research labs. We're going to dig into how Italy is quietly becoming a real powerhouse in global medicine. And honestly, the story is just fascinating. So let me ask you a question. What do you think is Italy's greatest export? You might say fashion, right? Or maybe luxury cars. And you definitely can't forget the incredible food and wine. And look, those are all fantastic answers. But the real story, the one we're diving into today, is something you might not expect. Believe it or not, one of Italy's most impressive exports right now is world-class healthcare. And hey, this isn't just my opinion. The data really speaks for itself. Just look at these global rankings from Newsweek. We're talking about Italian hospitals ranking in the absolute top tier for everything from pediatrics and oncology to orthopedics. This right here, this is the foundation of our story today, a system that is quietly achieving excellence on the world stage. So, how did they pull this off? Well, a big part of the answer starts with policy. In our first section, let's take a look at how some really innovative social policies are building a foundation of support, not just for patients, but for everyday people. Let's start with just one number, 30%. According to a recent survey, that's nearly 1 in 3 Italian women who feel like financial instability is the biggest thing holding them back from having kids. It's a really modern problem, right? How do you possibly balance your career, your finances, and that desire to start a family? Well, in Italy, they're actually testing a pretty creative solution. And here is one of those really innovative answers. Down in the region of Puglia, they've launched this groundbreaking public policy. They're actually offering grants to help women with lower incomes cover the cost of social egg freezing. Now, this is so much more than just a medical subsidy. It's a direct investment in a woman's autonomy, giving her the power to decide when the time is right to start a family without having to sacrifice her career or financial stability. And this idea of support extends into another really critical area: protecting people who are facing a serious illness. I mean, just look at the difference here. The change is night and day. Before, if you got seriously sick, you had just 6 months of job protection. That's it. Under a new landmark law, that protection quadruples to a full 24 months. That is a huge amount of security when you're going through something that is already life-altering. And the law doesn't stop there. It covers a whole range of diseases, from cancer to chronic and rare conditions. It applies to regular employees and self-employed workers. It makes sure your exact job is waiting for you when you get back, and it even bumps up paid time off for medical tests. It's this comprehensive safety net that says, hey, you shouldn't have to choose between your health and your job. Okay, so we've seen the policies that protect people. Now, let's switch gears and talk about some pioneering cures. This is where Italian innovation is really making headlines, with some incredible breakthroughs in some of the toughest areas of medicine. So our first story is about something called Usher syndrome type 1B. It's this absolutely devastating rare genetic disease. You're born deaf, and then over time, your vision slowly fades, leaving you in a world that's both silent and dark. And for years and years, there was simply no treatment. But researchers in Italy came up with an incredibly clever solution. See, the healthy gene they needed to deliver was too big to fit inside a single delivery vehicle. Think of it like trying to stuff a king-size mattress into a Mini Cooper. So what did they do? They split the gene in two. They put each half into its own separate harmless virus, and then they injected both under the patient's retina. Inside the eye, the two halves find each other, snap back together, and create the complete working gene. It is a brilliant piece of biological engineering. And the result? I mean, just listen to this quote from Antonio, the very first patient who's treated. He said, "It's more than just seeing again. It's like starting to live again." Within a year, he could see faces, he could read subtitles on TV, he could walk outside at night. This isn't just science, it's giving someone their life back. All right, let's talk about another huge challenge: glioblastoma. This is one of the most aggressive and hardest to treat brain cancers out there. And here again, Italian researchers are just thinking about the problem differently. So instead of trying to completely replace chemotherapy, a recent study looked at how to support it. They gave patients 2 natural compounds, curcumin and polydatin, right alongside their standard treatment. The idea was to use the anti-inflammatory properties of these compounds to help fight the cancer's ability to resist chemo. And you know what? The early results are really promising, suggesting this kind of combined approach could actually lead to better survival rates.
And the innovation isn't just happening in biology. Check this out. A team of Italian and Brazilian researchers have created a bio-inspired artificial skin. Now, it uses tiny optical fibers to sense touch, which is cool enough. But the real magic is the neural network behind it, which processes signals just like our own nervous system. It can feel not just that it's been touched, but precisely where and how hard. The potential for things like prosthetics and robotics it's enormous.
Okay, so we've got these progressive policies, we've got cutting-edge research. In our last section, let's see how this all comes together, creating individual and institutional excellence that is getting noticed all over the world. Take a look at this number, 30. What on earth could that mean in the world of medicine? It's not a number of patients, it's not a dollar amount, no. It's a measure of recognition. That number, 30, represents the international honors that Dr. Cesare Faldini has received in just the last 10 years. That makes him the single most decorated orthopedic surgeon on the entire planet. And where does he work? At the Rizzoli Orthopedic Institute. And if you remember from our very first slide, that's one of the top-ranked orthopedic hospitals in the world. Dr. Faldini's impact is truly global. His surgical videos are used to train thousands of other surgeons. He's a pioneer of less invasive techniques, like the bikini incision for hip replacements and complex spine surgeries. And on top of all that, he takes his world-class skills on humanitarian missions to Africa. It's the perfect example of how one brilliant person working within a center of excellence can literally raise the standard of care for the entire world. So, as we look to the future, with all of us facing challenges like aging populations and new diseases, what's the big takeaway here? It's that the next great innovation can come from anywhere. And right now, Italy is quietly writing a powerful blueprint for what's possible.